Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, everyone. My name is Colin Goltra. I'm the CEO of Morph, which is a layer two blockchain built on Ethereum, focused on the future of on-chain consumer finance. For the last couple of years, we've been sort of operating autonomously as the consumer layer and sort of the home for on-chain consumer finance. We're building our own ecosystem for developers, for partners. And I think for a while there, we were even contemplating our own potentially our own asset. And as part of this now, though, in the last couple of weeks, we've actually announced that we've decided to join the BGB ecosystem. So BGB is the native token for the Bitget exchange and Bitget wallet. It's existed as a platform token for a few years there, and now as part of this sort of formation. BGB will actually become, Morph will actually become the on-chain home for BGB. And so that's a really exciting development and excited to tell you more here. Yeah, great question. Obviously, at these figures, it's obviously a huge bet by the BGB ecosystem into Morph. It's very exciting for us, and it's something we get excited at the prospect of taking on this level of accountability. And so, um, as part of this, Bitget and Bitget Wallet have transferred large parts of the treasury over to the Morph Foundation. The goal for the next 12 months here is that more than 50% of the circulating supply of BGB will ultimately end up on chain on Morph. As part of that, of that 440 million, half of that will be burnt immediately, and so that's going to reduce the circulating supply of BGB by about 220 million. And then, from that, BGB is now going to become the native token for Morph, right? So it'll become the token for gas and governance. It will become the settlement layer across applications in the Morph ecosystem. And so, with that will come a new set of tokenomics for, consumption and collateralization and a whole ecosystem, a new ecosystem of developers. And so, we see this as incredibly exciting for BGB holders, for our existing Morph community, for our Morph team. And so, for us, this is a really big step. Yeah, great question. So, I think Bitget has done, an incredible job of, building. I think of it as a bit of a funnel, right? And so, the first sort of partner application for BGB was the Bitget exchange, and so Bitget exchange is a way for maybe the crypto curious that are trying crypto for the first time to get onboarded and maybe buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, learn about crypto. From there, a lot of times people want to experiment with DApps and maybe other products in the crypto space, and so they'll go into Web3 and join a wallet like Bitget Wallet. And now we see this, we see Morph as maybe the third pillar in this strategy where you're onboarded, you maybe buy your first crypto, you try your first crypto applications, and now you explore the full range of on-chain applications and on-chain use cases on Morph, right? Maybe you want to explore DeFi, maybe you want to send global payments, in a permissionless and borderless way. Maybe you're a builder and you want to build an application and leverage sort of scalability, security, and speed. And so, for us, this is the next and very logical step in the journey for a BGB holder, right? And yeah, I think that's incredibly exciting for us. Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great question. So, I think for the last several months, we've been focused on an initiative that we call Morph Pay, and it was very application focused, certainly, and focused on payments around the world, and um, really capitalizing on this opportunity that exists with stablecoins. As we focus on becoming the on-chain home of BGB, we are getting closer again to our roots of supporting developers, right? And so Morph Rails is a bit of an evolution from our prior initiative of Morph Pay, which was going to be a bit more application focused. And Morph Rails instead will be an SDK with all the superpowers we were going to put behind Morph Pay, instead putting them in the hands of third-party developers so that they can build payments applications around the world, right? Whether that's more of a traditional or a regional financial institution that wants to integrate stablecoins, whether that's a global stablecoin provider or a regional stablecoin provider that wants to bring their fiat currency on chain, or whether that's maybe someone that's doing online commerce, right? So, we're talking to a range of sort of online commerce options, people that want to accept payments for online shopping, for events and concerts, people around the world that just want to kind of accept borderless payments, right? And I think stablecoins have really captured this energy well, have captured the imagination, and so we hope to build tools for those kinds of builders to come build on Morph. It's a big shift for sure. I think BGB holders, I think as we've talked to some of our new partners in the BGB ecosystem from Bitget Wallet and elsewhere, I think one of the things they said is that they're excited about is, I think they have a lot of long-term sort of loyal BGB holders that are in it, that have been compounding and growing their value for a long time, but want to be able to use their BGB more productively, right? Whether that's borrowing and lending, whether that's collateralization, whether that's some other application for yield. And so for us, I think for BGB holders, I think they should be very excited at the prospect of there being an entirely new universe of on-chain primitives and kind of crypto native applications built around BGB. At the token level, certainly because BGB will now be the native gas and governance token, those set of use cases will sort of dramatically, these are I think very high value use cases for BGB, just that will be inherent to BGB, regardless of the ecosystem of applications. And so I think the BGB community, we hope, is excited because the very successful set of use cases that they've already had access to are still there. I think it's still going to be a very critical part of the Bitget wallet and Bitget exchange ecosystem. But now, everything we build on Morph will just be upside for these holders. And so, the reception we've seen from them so far has been very positive. So we're excited about that. Yeah, no, that's a great question. So as part of this, we see Morph as a settlement layer that connects, ultimately the world's financial system, right? I think right now, you think of kind of the traditional financial system, and you don't think of something that's deeply integrated or interoperable, right? And so, it's going to start with, our giant new best friends, our new besties at Bitget, the exchange and the wallet. And it's going to ultimately become sort of the world's financial system, right? And so we hope to build tools that get developers to connect the financial system of the world on chain on Morph. And so, yeah, I think that's really the vision for Morph as the settlement layer for on-chain consumer finance and building novel payment use cases. In particular, I think there's kind of a range of opportunities, right? I think there's stablecoin issuers who will innovate. They'll innovate with new stablecoin use cases. There's also going to be regional providers that bring their national currencies on chain. I think it's crypto is a very global and borderless movement, and so we hope to have players from all around the world build on Morph. This could be financial institutions, both traditional and sort of new information that are wanting to plug into global payment networks, and it could be sort of online commerce, right? It could be people that are wanting to accept payments globally, wanting to do so in a permissionless way, wanting to capture and serve the crypto native market. And so for us, Morph really will be that connective layer, that settlement layer that connects all of these different groups. And so we really hope to sort of bring the global financial system on chain in doing this. Yeah, great question. So I can't speak for other tokens in the ecosystem, but I obviously very excited about the work and the innovation being done sort of all across the space right now. I think that what BGB holders should be excited about is they still get they've already participated. They already have a heritage of participating in a large, valuable global ecosystem, right? I think the work that's been done by our friends at Bitget in sort of building out the BGB ecosystem is very commendable. And all of that is still true, right? But as part of this, there's a big bet that's being made in the future of BGB being on chain, right? And so you'll have new, you'll have new use cases, both kind of native to the token, so gas and governance. Governance being its own sort of vector of value, and then gas being fundamentally consumptive. As Morph scales, more gas will be consumed. And then you'll also have now, I think something that's very underrated. You'll have a new ecosystem of builders that want to serve the BGB market, right? And so they're going to bring native use cases to BGB that BGB hasn't seen before, right? And so I think this will really elevate BGB into being a tier one asset that can be used as collateral, that will have opportunities for yield, that will have other sort of DeFi opportunities. And so we think BGB holders should be really excited about this prospect. I think as part of this, especially as we sort of get the boost from the BGB ecosystem, we want to invest greatly in our builder programs, right? Whether that's maybe someone building their first Web3 products, or becoming a founder for the first time, maybe being discovered at a hackathon. We want to create those opportunities around the world. Or maybe those are people that are existing builders, or have a long track record in Web3. We also want to have programs for them as well, right? And so that can be at the early stage level at a hackathon, or at the much more experienced level with grants and other developer programs, right? This is going to be a major investment area for Morph, especially with the strength of the sort of Morph Foundation and the BGB Treasury. And this is a big part of our mandate to bring top builders on chain on Morph. Yeah, certainly our foundation at Morph is our early days at Morph are closely tied to Bitget. Bitget helped to incubate Morph. It was one of the angel investors in Morph, and so that relationship has always been close. But I will say the team has always been a little bit. We always wish we could have been. We've wished for a long time that we could be doing much more with Bitget, right? We've always been a little arm's length, but I think now in this new formation, things will be very different. We're sort of unequivocally on the same team, very focused on the future of the BGB ecosystem, and so those projects we wish we could have been collaborating on much earlier. Those are going to become our roadmap, right? And so I think this new formation is going to be one that brings a lot of value to Morph. We hope a lot of value to BGB holders and to the Bitget ecosystem, in general. And I hope people stay tuned for much closer collaboration. Thank you, everyone, for having me. This has been a great experience. I think Korea, it remains a really, really tier one crypto market, right? I think the level of innovation here, the quality of development, the interest by the public. I mean, these are all things that make Korea pretty exceptional, globally. And so I hope that as we build the future of on-chain consumer finance at Morph, our Korean community continues to follow us. And thank you, everyone, and good night. 감사합니다.